Hey everyone, this is Stephanie with The Age of Metal. All right, so you just performed. How did it go?
Really well on that. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, it's only 3 songs, but you know.
Hey, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I mean, we went out to have fun, and I think we did actually. Yes.
And I know that you're going to be playing Hellfest coming up. So how excited? I mean, that's probably the biggest European festival, right? One of them, at least.
It's one of the absolute biggest, and I think it's going to be great. But more than anything, I'm really excited because my wife is going to be there. So, so for me, that's very exciting. Yeah. You know, I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks, and it's going to be great to be back together. So, yeah.
And I couldn't help but notice you're wearing a Motorhead shirt. So how do you feel about the Salute to Lemmy that they're doing tonight?
I think it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I mean, he is a legend. He was a legend in his own time, and you know, to me, he's always been a big inspiration, and I've always been a huge fan of Motorhead. So.
Yeah. And what do you have going on for the rest of the year?
Well, right now we're doing a bunch of more festivals, obviously, as you mentioned already, Hellfest, but also a bunch of other ones, and then we're back off to America for a quick stop, and then we have a European run, which will bring us here to the UK again, and with Testament and Grand Magus supporting us, so that's going to be killer. So.
Awesome. Well, it seems like a very exciting year ahead of you, and I'll see you again. And I'll see you again in America.
We will.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you won the award for the best underground band. So, and I mean that's a huge achievement for the Metal Hammer Award. So, how are you feeling right now?
Great, amazing. Yeah, I'm feeling great.
Say anything.
I'm proud.
You're proud?
Perfect.
I'm happy. Yeah, sure.
Awesome. And then, I mean, this will be a continuation because you're playing Hellfest very soon. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest metal festivals in Europe. So, are you anticipating that? Are you excited?
Oh yeah, we were playing Hellfest pretty much every second year since 2008.
Since they started, actually. Since yeah.
I think you should get an award for that.
I think so too.
The Hellfest Award. I mean, award for coming voluntarily to France and play a festival every year.
There you go.
That's actually a big achievement.
Could you mention it to them?
I will try Hellfest. All right.
Well, it's been really surreal so far. I mean, it's the first time I'm doing stuff like that, and yeah, it feels weird, but it's cool, and I'm really glad the label made it, and of course that's a good thing for us as well. So yeah, it's a good thing.
Does this give you hope for like the overall metal industry that it's like independent labels are getting recognized? That means that the scene is growing.
I hope so. I mean, it would be a terrible thing if it wouldn't be so. Like,
All right, awesome. And how personally do you contribute, like beyond the label?
you mean how I get along with the guys?
I mean, yeah, if you want to say that, that's fine.
Well, I have to say, the people are awesome, and it's an awesome label, and they really try to fulfill our creative visions, and they try to help us as much as they can, and yeah, great guys as well, some of my best friends as well.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Well, what I'm asking is, I'm asking about basically, you were on stage recently and you paid a tribute to him.
Right.
And you said you were quite emotional.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I didn't know what it was because, you know, it was very highly populated how much Nick did not like me and the things that he was saying. And I was not going to retaliate because I loved him. And I think that was evident when we dedicated the song to him and couldn't finish it. Because, you know, I usually don't let things stop me from doing my job, but I was overwhelmed with emotions. And, you know, we've lost a lot of very valuable members of the metal community this year and last year. So.
And you've said you want to do like a Megadeth tribute, bringing back home.
Did, but there's some stuff going on right now where the family is doing a GoFundMe page, and you know, I'm not involved in that. If they need our help, they know where we're at. We love them and want the best for them. So, you know, we'll find out. For now, I think that if anybody wants to, you know, get involved with Nick's GoFundMe page, I think you can find that information out at his website stuff. I'm not involved with that. I would rather that if anybody was going to support what we're going to do. Our involvement is to help Nick's legacy live through his children. He's got a lot of artwork. He's got a lot of music that he's written, not Megadeth stuff. And if people really love Nick and they really want to support him, look at his artwork. Look at some of the music that he did, Megadeth or otherwise. And it's not all about just giving money to here or there or stuff like that. Nick has the contribution he made to metal music. You can't quantify it because Megadeth has influenced so many players in so many different genres. I know only of the guitar players that have been influenced, but the drummers that have been influenced by Nick, until his passing, I had no idea. I've always loved his playing and thought he was great, but I had no idea. So, he's terribly, terribly missed. And like I said, I had no idea how much I really loved him until I couldn't finish the song. So, you're making me sad, and I'm going to have to punch you in a second.
And David, it's 30 years of Metal Hammer. What does the magazine mean to you?
What is one of the what?
What does the magazine mean to you, Metal Hammer?
Well, we've been doing this longer than Metal Hammer's been around. Same thing with Motorhead, and I think that in essence we kind of, as we grew, so did the magazine, and I think it's great because some of the other metal magazines have not survived, and they've either gone off into oblivion or they've reinvented themselves and still try and fly the metal banner, but they're nothing close to metal. So I like that Metal Hammer stayed true to themselves, and also that they're not piece of shit gossip rag. That kind of stuff.
David, we were. Sorry.
Dave, a lot of people paying tribute tonight to Lemmy here at Hammersmith, of course. Everybody has a favourite Lemmy story. Do you have one?
Plenty, but they're all triple X. No, just kidding. There's a lot of them. I'm not one of those guys that's jumping on the bandwagon and saying Lemmy and I were best friends. We were friends. There's a lot of people that were way closer to Lemmy than I was. I think probably the greatest thing that I can remember about Lemmy was just the kindness that he showed to me. We didn't get off on the right foot, like I said tonight on the stage, and he was always really, really cool to me. Now, I don't know whose idea was to have the train tracks, but...
Hey everyone, this is Miguel with DH Metal. I'm here with Freddy Lee of Chthonic. How are you?
Great.
Now, what is the feeling to get this, this award here in the UK?
I think it's more important for me to participate the Metal Hammer's 30th anniversary because I read it since I was in high school. So now I'm 40. Now I've come here to pick up this award. I think it means a lot for me to be identified as a metal star that can receive this award. It means a lot for me.
Now, Freddy, I know that you are now a politician back in Taiwan.
Yeah.
How is that working, being a politician in Taiwan and also a rock star? How that's been going to be working for you in the future of Chthonic?
I try to remain the same. Like most of the politicians, they share statements on their Facebook, on their Twitters, and share in some Memorial Days. But I try to share music and to share the ideas via music, like some metal bands' music, rock bands' music, and to let them know the feelings of all these values of the musicians. So I try to remain the same in the parliament and to let the politics different.
Now, Freddy, it's been a couple of years since the album came out. Are you guys writing the new Chthonic material? What we're going to see later on?
Hopefully that we will have some new materials early next year, and hopefully that we can come up with our new movie as well. We have a new movie.
What is this movie about?
It's a political comedy, so a dramatic one, and so hopefully, and also the Randy Bly of Lamb of God, he played a role in the movie as well. So hopefully we can have some new songs like an EP and come up with a new movie and to release in the worldwide.
Now, closing up, you were part of pretty much the last Pagan Fest in the United States. You could do a little bit of a run dates in the United States a couple years back with Pagan Fest. Are you guys planning on coming back to the States, just at least a tonic or something like that?
Yeah, I hope so, but we'll not be able to tour for like 3 months, like what we used to be.
At least
So
a couple of weeks.
yeah, hopefully we can tour or play some important shows, since I most of my time have to be spent in the Parliament. So hopefully we can play some shows in the US and in Europe as well.
All right. Then, Freddy, thank you very much. Congratulations in the award.
Yeah,
I'm
my
definitely
pleasure.
looking forward for a political comedy movie from Chthonic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the bands, everybody argued about all kinds of music, but the one thing everyone agreed on was everybody loved Motorhead.
If there'd been no Motorhead, would you be here?
Probably not. No.
Which is difficult to say, but yeah, it's true.
It was meant so much. Motorhead and Maiden both.
Yeah.
That's all we cared about at that age, when the formative years of this band, that's all that mattered to us.
And you toured with Maiden recently. You were on Ed Force One.
Yes, we were. We're not allowed to speak about it.
We can't even say
It's amazing. Are you kidding me? We should have retired. It's never going to be better than that.
We're very spoiled.
We were on their 747 playing stadiums with Iron Maiden in South America.
Isn't that
to
horrible?
the best audiences in the world.
It's just amazing.
It's like, it was like Christmas every day.
Exactly. It goes back to like you toured with them in '86, was it? On that somewhere.
First time was '88.
88, yeah.
And then 90, yeah.
So a lot of great memories and a lot of history from
They treat us, still to this day, we'll give you a quick story. We played Paris Download on Friday, and we see our set got cut from an hour to 50 minutes. We're like, what the fuck is this? Why did we get cut? And someone says, oh, well, because Maiden wants a certain amount of gap between the band before them and when they're going on. So our tour manager talks to their tour manager. He knew nothing about it. He said, oh, the Maiden boys aren't going to be happy about this at all. About 20 minutes later, our 10 minutes got put back into our set.
That's how cool Iron Maiden is. Right? To this day. To this day.
They're an inspiration, just like you guys.
Well, thank you. That's why they rule to this day. Aces High is playing.
I'm kidding. It was incredible. It was the craziest experience I've had in 35 years of being in Anthrax.
True. That band is the same band that they've always been.
Well, listen, guys, thank you so much.
So, how are you tonight? So, you're enjoying a nice cold Guinness.
I am. Yes.
Awesome, perfect.
It
Were you
only exists down here, so.
only really? Haven't seen it anywhere else.
Night, yeah.
And were you able to watch the show at all?
I saw some of it, but I got here kind of in the middle of it, and then I met these guys actually in the bar, and then by the time it was time to go on, so I didn't see as much as I would have liked to. Especially Gojira, I'm really sad that I missed them.
You were here last year in a working capacity. This time last year you played the Roundhouse in London.
Right.
Was that the last date of the tour?
That was the last date? No, we did a few more, but that was towards the end of the tour. Then we went to South America after that.
But you're on downtime now.
Definitely.
Is that a prolonged voice?
I couldn't tell you, because I would be, if I told you, then the band members would be mad at me for telling you without telling you properly.
Sorry.
So,
But obviously Sol Invictus was a fantastic comeback for the band.
well,
That's the right.
we were happy when we released it, so everything that came after that, I think we're very grateful for. But we're just kind of happy that we got it together to make some music.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you have going on for the rest of the year?
Well, one thing we're doing is we have our first record that we recorded in like 1985 called We Care a Lot, and we're going to re-release it.
Awesome.
Turns out I had the master tapes in my basement, and I forgot that I had them.
So you're fully.
So we remastered them. Yeah, we're putting it out actually ourselves.
Is there anything about the production that you can tell us? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, what we did was, the one that was out, that was digitized from the vinyl back in the 90s or 80s, and we actually went into this Fantasy Studios in Berkeley, and we rebaked the tapes and re-digitized the masters and remastered them, so they sound more like they should sound, as far as we're concerned.
And did you listen back to them tracks and go, I wouldn't mind busting out a few more of them? Because you do some of the tracks live with Mr. Patton in the band anyway.
Oh, the old ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, for live, I mean, I don't think about it like that. I just think about this really cool record that a lot of people don't know about that hasn't been out in 20 years, and I'm just really happy that we're putting out ourselves the way we kind of want it to be. And like Roddy wrote a bunch of liner notes that are awesome, because it was a different world back then, and we were different people back then, and we even had a different singer and a different guitar player, and people don't realize that this band kind of goes back a long way. I didn't even realize it till I heard the music. It's like, oh my God, I forgot we were like that too. And you can even hear what we are now in that back then, like the beginnings of it. So to me, it's really interesting.